right before noon, midday here in the Eastern time zone. I'm not really sure. Riverside FM changed some of their stuff, so I don't really know. I was gonna write like a post and stuff, and it doesn't seem to have. So it's got the old stuff showing, um, the old post stuff showing. So I got to figure out how to fix that. I'll go back and fix it later, but in any event, man, it's been a minute since I've been live on the old Facebook, and I thought it'd be good to get back to it. Um, Sorry, I'm just changing this to. There's a thing with Riverside FM that you have to change your audience to public for anybody to see it. So anything I just said, uh, unless you're watching the replay, you didn't hear it. I don't think anybody's paying attention to my profile these days, anyways. So here's the deal. I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I think are interesting. I've started going back to doing this like every day, going live, and um, I ended up getting sick. Like I've just had some weird health challenges. Nothing like unmanageable, but like really low energy, really lethargic, really just not feeling very good at all. I've probably been operating about 60% of my normal capacity. Still keeping everything going with business, and I pulled back on a couple of other projects that weren't necessarily making me money, and needing to pull back for very specific reasons. But there's one thing that I've done my whole life. Anytime I get sick, and I've actually, for whatever reason, resisted really, really heavily over the last really year and a half, maybe even 2 years. I got into a habit where I didn't do what I always do when I get stuck. And I think, probably all of us can relate to this. Like, we don't always do what is best for us at any given time, right? We kind of are moving through life, particularly if you have a lot of things coming at you. It's hard to, go back to basics, right? You're dealing with the next thing in front of you. And this thing that's always been in my back pocket, it's always been a safety net. It's never let me down since the first time I learned about it when I was in martial arts, when I was in, man, probably ninth grade or something, is the first time I learned about being able to do this. It's really simple. And when I say it, everybody's going to go, oh, well, of course, whatever. But the short answer here is meditation. Meditation is one of those things that, like, if you understand it, you do it properly, it will change so many things in your life you won't even believe it, right? Like, I have taken myself from what has felt like, now feeling like and actually being are two different things, right? But what has felt like the edge of death, right, to being on top of the world in a very calm way. Not in a manic way, not like, bipolar kind of way, but like just truly like grounded and solid in reality versus reality's weight crushing down upon you, right? And there's a physiological aspect to this where your body changes very drastically when you do this the right way. And there's huge mental implications. There's the science on it is absurd, right? Like, there's just no reason that people shouldn't be doing this. And for whatever reason, knowing this my whole life since ninth grade, I've decided not to meditate, right? At least in the last couple of years. So I've gotten back onto a daily routine with that, and it's been dramatically helpful. If you guys want some resources on that, if you want to like go explore it, you really need to search out Joe Dispenza's work. Joe Dispenza, he's got a really cool story. He was a chiropractor, and he was he was injured, actually. He was a cyclist. He got hit by a car, and it shattered some of his vertebrae. And I might be, misplacing parts of the story, but the basic gist of it you'll get. He ended up in the hospital, and they were like, look, you're never going to walk again, right? Like, it's one of those stories. And what he started doing is exploring things that he had learned that were in line with meditation and mind-body connection. And he ended up defying all the doctor's beliefs and rebuilding his spine, mentally, emotionally, and became this like really interesting success story on being able to heal the body. Well, fast forward a couple of decades, he now runs these workshops that are out of this world. I have not personally been to one yet, and I'm shameful in saying that. I've been this close to doing it, but the stories that come out of those workshops, and I've got audios and whatnot of his work and read his books and all of that, so I've got exposure to his work beyond these events. But the stories that come out of these events, he's become one of the like leading authorities in what's called, this is a medical term, spontaneous healing. There's certain things in the medical world where doctors like don't know why somebody healed, they just did, right? And what he's been able to discover with meditation and certain ways of practicing it, that there's a real scientific foundation to it, that people are going in with, cancer, like their oncologist said, we don't know what else to do, go try this workshop, we've heard good things, right? People with not being able to see, they walk out being able to see, right? It sounds like crazy stuff, but there's some hardcore science and philosophy around epigenetics and different ways that the body actually works when you put it in the right position to work, right? And from a meditative, maybe more Eastern philosophy perspective, it's getting yourself out of the way, right? That's being very, like, that's just barely scratching the surface. And what's cool is it's not like a deep understanding you have to have of it. You just go do the stuff. The other stuff happens. If you're a geek like me and you want to know all the stuff's there. So, long story short, meditation is magic, right? Everybody should be doing it. Everybody, and I say that, should is like one of those judgments, like you shouldn't should on people, but come on. Like, if there was something in the world that just instantly could make your day better, make your life better, make every aspect of humanity that you touch as you go through the world better, with no negative side effects, only upsides, shouldn't everybody do that? Like, doesn't it make sense that everybody would do that? I get why they don't, because for the last 2 years, I haven't really utilized it. It's been in my toolbox. I've known about it. I've understood it deeply. I've studied this stuff for many decades at this point, right? And so I get why it doesn't happen, but ultimately, we definitely should be meditating on a regular basis. It's magic. So that said, I'm feeling a lot better today. I've spent the last the last week or so, like, really getting back into that habit and really getting a handle on what's going on with me, and it feels like it's moving in the right direction. So I've also been, if you don't know, I've been having this crazy dizziness and really low energy, really lethargic, and like seemingly no way out of it. And I've started cycling fasting into certain types of carb loading to not having carbs. And I've had to like play this game with myself. And that started to work really well, managing blood sugar that way and calories and whatnot. But then meditation as the cap on it has really opened up a lot of energy, which is great. I can tell you, my friend Luke reminded me of this. He attended a Tony Robbins business event not that long ago, and he was talking about one of the things Tony was saying, that, and I've heard Tony say this a number of times, but it's so true and worth remembering. A healthy person has a million dreams and ideas. A sick person only has one. If you're sick, the only thing you care about is getting back to health, right? And that makes it one of the most important things to take care of. And admittedly, I've been pretty sort of, I guess I'll use this word. I don't know if it's accurate, but I've been kind of abusive with myself on that category, right? I've done a whole bunch of 75 hard, and I've definitely played the health game, and I like it. But for the last, we're pushing 9 months. I've really not done any self-care stuff, and everything is just declined because of it, right? Of course it has, right? Why wouldn't it? Like, you stop doing self-care stuff, eating right, exercising, not taking on too much stress or having proper stress management routines, sleep, like all of the things. And how hard is it to correct? Well, it's really hard when you're feeling it every day. You're going like, I don't even have the energy to like go out for a walk. Feels like a really strenuous activity. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm overdoing it a little bit, but that's also one of the things that happens when you get into these kind of situations with yourself. You overplay the hand a little bit, because the truth is you can do a lot more than your mind will ever let you think you will, no matter what you're doing. But at the same time, that's how you feel. And that's what you're dealing with every day. So, what do you do? Um, Eventually, life has a way of kicking you hard enough in the teeth that you swing back around. You do something productive with yourself, right? So that's been great. That's something everybody should do. On top of that, not that you guys are overly interested in everything I've got going on, but I kind of said earlier this year this was the year of health for me, and so that's kind of the health update and one of the big things. Uh, Beyond that, I've narrowed my focus to a couple of projects, and they're both projects I'm really excited about. And they're not things that I've traditionally done. So we have our medical wellness company is coming out. It's a longevity test that we have proprietary algorithms on. It's all AI driven, and we've been working on this for a couple of years. This isn't like, oh, AI came out and whatever. This is something that's literally been 2 years in the making. The algorithm behind this is absurd. It's a full mapping of the doctor we have behind it. It's a full mapping of his brain on how to adjust for every little nuance thing and so on and so forth. And we're really pushing to launch this year. And one of the cool things is we're looking at it and it's looking very good. Like we'll be able to get it covered by insurance. So I'll be attacking the medical industry with that particular test and a couple of other tests. And what's cool is those are companies that can have a lot of great impact positively in the world, helping people, as well as very high revenue potentials with even before I put any public marketing out, which is cool. So, and then I have another thing that I'm doing that I'm really excited about, and it's to help digital agencies not only future-proof their business, because AI is a looming threat to a lot of the services that agencies offer. Websites, for sure, AI is getting better and better at that. SEO is very uncertain in certain categories. I think local SEO is still probably fine for a little while, but there are threats there. I'm not saying that they're clear and present danger, but there are threats. So future-proofing your agency seems like a really good idea. And we have a system that absolutely does this. It gets back to the basics. People love deals and they love to be connected to those deals, and that'll never change. AI won't change it. AI won't be better access to it. None of that sort of stuff. And we start creating habits outside of the normal channels. You start creating something you control, you own the traffic, so on and so forth. So we've got a really cool opportunity leveraging all of our tech and infrastructure for agencies to be able to lock onto this strategy that is I've been in this agency space for a long time, and this is the way to do it, trust me. So I got a couple of those things coming as opportunities, and I think you guys probably know I love this AI stuff, as many of us in the agency space have. I think I'm going to start doing a whole bunch of training. I really, really love doing it. I do my normal calls in our coaching community right now. And some of the stuff that I'm doing, I'm just like, gosh, this is so much fun. So we're actually creating a lower ticket, a very, very inexpensive membership where I'm going to go nuts on all that stuff. We're going to teach all the little things that I'm doing. I'm going to be constantly developing. I'll show you how we're building these other companies, like like it's the best deal that I've ever offered. Traditionally, my stuff has been behind, as much as an $8,000 a year paywall. We've had $20,000 a year masterminds. We've done all this stuff. I've never really been available at what amounts to a few dollars a month, like less than a dinner a month kind of thing. Not that makes me special in any way, not that makes me whatever, it's just true, just how it's been. So I think I'm going to start running a couple of public trainings and then inviting people into that group. And we're just going to start driving the crap out of that because I love doing it. Out of everything the last few weeks of not feeling very good, the only times that 100% makes me feel fantastic and I love doing what I'm doing is when I hop on a coaching call and I'm teaching people a bunch of cool stuff on digital marketing, AI, business strategy, you name it, all that stuff. And I don't really put it out here on Facebook. Like nobody, if you know, kind of thing. So I think a bunch of that stuff is coming down the pipe, and I'm excited. I feel good today, and looking forward to more of it, rocking and rolling. That's all. Don't really have much more of a point than that. Hopefully, you guys get on the meditation bandwagon. Check out Joe Dispenza's stuff. You can look it up on YouTube. It's crazy, and then look out for a couple of other things coming your way very soon. Appreciate you guys, and we'll talk. We'll talk again real soon.